Hi, welcome to Voices of Vicenza. I'm Randy,
I'm Jay Ellie.
I'm James.
I'm Laura.
and we're talking about all the things going on in the community. And today's episode is a special one. It's about the Italian news, things that are going on outside the gates, not just inside the post here. So, a lot of cool things going on. James, you've been here a little while now, and you've experienced a lot of different things. What's your story about? I know it's something with
Right. So, my story is about how Vicenza is tracking its wolf packs and looking at unwanted predation. So, Vicenza has about 1,000, or sorry, not 1,000, 100 wolves
Wow.
among 10 families here.
Oh, Shakira.
And so these wolf families are continuing to expand and populate, and so we've seen a rise in young wolves being found. And although the
Crazy.
reported sightings of wolf attacks and wolf predations have gone down, there's been many unreported attacks that have been seen that because families own pets and they don't want to have their pet get in trouble, they don't report these. And so the main takeaway here is just be aware, watch out for the wolves because as much as Italy loves their wolves, unofficial national animal,
Yeah.
you got to be wary for that.
I've
Oh.
seen a lot of people with pets, dogs, who look like straight up wolves.
Yeah.
And my husband and I ask ourselves, I'm like, is that an actual is that an actual wolf? Because
Yeah.
and they'll have multiple too. So they almost have like their own little pack.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that what's happening?
It's a common thing out here. There's a dog in my neighborhood that's probably the size of me, like weighs probably the same amount as me too, and you just see it casually trotting along, and you sometimes question, is it pulling the owner or is the owner pulling the dog?
Yes.
Wow. So
Incredible.
wolves. So that's real. It's not just like rumor or whatever.
Yeah, the wolves, they have been in here for a while now, and I guess the population is starting to increase.
Wow.
Mainly in the outer regions of Vicenza. So if you're in the city, you're unlikely to see a wolf strolling along the streets
Okay.
unless it's someone's their own dog.
I had a badger in my yard the other day. I wasn't even sure. I thought it was a cat. I have like some security cameras, and I see this thing, and you get the little notification, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, it's just a cat as usual. Triggering the camera. I'm like, that's a weird looking cat. It's like low and wide and kind of flat, and then it like tries to go up the stairs later, and it's like can't kind of like me going up the stairs trying to doesn't work very well. But yeah, that's crazy, man. There's a lot of different animals here.
I love that.
Laura, you got any animal stories? You have your own animals, I know. What are their names?
I have my two puppies. One looks like a small wolf, but she's a cute Siberian Husky,
Uh-huh.
Lulu.
Okay.
And then I have Chaka, who's a big Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Oh. With the hair
Probably
going the wrong way.
the
whatever.
Ridgeback,
Yeah.
yes, where the hair on the back
Yeah.
grows on the opposite side. And if you see me with both of them, you will probably question, like when you were saying, is the dog walking
Yeah.
the owner or is the owner walking the dog?
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite, I may ask?
I love them both equally.
Stop, James.
Everyone has a favorite dog.
No,
and
it's
if
your
they
I
say they
don't.
don't,
Stop,
they
I
are
don't.
lying.
I was late on the beep. I was trying to beep out your favorite, and it didn't work.
Because I don't have one, so you don't need to.
I'm going to try the same thing with JLE. Let's see if I can get the beep right. So JLE, what is your favorite dog?
My favorite dog is
Wow, now we know the truth. All right.
It's
that
okay.
worked.
I'm willing to admit my favorite dog because I'm the only truthful person here about my favorite dog.
What's your favorite dog?
I have two German Shepherds, Blitz and Bandit.
Oh, see?
oh
Didn't even want to say the other one.
I didn't even get to talk about my favorite dog.
All right.
Blitz, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
why
you didn't get to
that's why
tweet
the
me.
second one was bleeped.
I'm gonna tell Bandit that you said that.
No,
you
it's
know.
okay, Bandit. Bandit's okay with that.
Yeah.
He's accepted his fate.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
that's
love that
crazy.
about wolves, though. Okay, Team Jacob.
So, JLE, what article did you find out about? So, these articles that we're talking about are from the Italian news. We
Mhm.
translate and summarize them twice a week for you guys at home to know what's going on outside the gates. What it is,
Mhm.
what is life really like? Because you can Google Translate it, but it's never quite the same. We have Italian speakers who are making sure it's all correct and makes sense and shortening them a bit, so you're not having to read a whole long article. You can always read more, of course. They're out there, but we like to tell you guys we just picked some of these articles that we thought were kind of interesting in the community. Wolves, you got to watch out for those. Those are kind of dangerous. And JLE's got something that is 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 going to evoke opinions out of me in just a minute. So I'll let you go ahead.
But no,
Randy,
yeah.
Can you tell me where do we find these articles? Because I'm not
That's a
sure
good
where to look.
question. Hey, that's pretty clever, though. Army.mil/Italy is our website. We also put them on our socials, Facebook and Instagram, twice weekly. We even release the actual separate articles. We do like a little summary first, and so you can see like the main ones. And if they're interesting, you go and read more in depth, the whole article. And then on the weekends, we give some of the others of events that are happening, things that are coming up, activities to do.
Is that those articles I see on the Instagram page of like the photo and the little emojis near it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Now I know what to look for.
Yeah. So army.mil/Italy, it's our website. And then on our social medias, facebook.com, VMC Italy is our Facebook, and USAG Italy is our Instagram. So, JLE, what do you have to talk about today?
Absolutely. And also on that note, I have been learning so much since now, learning and becoming aware of these news articles. And even just this past weekend, my husband and I went out on a little trip. We went to Garda. It was great. And during that time, we were discussing, okay, now we really want to get more involved and be more aware of our community. And we traveled locally because Garda was not far away from us. And we were like, wow, we've lived here for now this month. Hey, it's April 1st. Yay. That marks my first full year living in Italy, guys.
April
Happy anniversary.
Just kidding. No, actually though. But yeah, so we're like, okay, I do feel like it took the full year to get settled. Now we're settled, and now we're like, okay, now let's dive deep. And so learning about all these things has been really helpful for us, and we actually discussed several of the topics over the weekend. Yeah,
Cool.
the trails I talked about last time. We are actually making the plans to go, and yeah, so this has been a great resource for me personally as somebody who is just now being here for a whole year. So, and I'm sure it's helpful for anybody involved. So,
Cool. I hope so. That's why we do it.
Absolutely. We're here to serve. Okay, so actually, Vicenza is seeing a very colorful transformation right now, thanks to a new initiative that's called Muri Liberi. Did I say that right, Laura?
You did.
Hey! So that actually translates to free walls. And this was an initiative that was launched in 2025 by the city's Youth Policies Office. And so it's a project that allows artists to legally paint on 17 designated walls across the city. So, and they don't even need a permit. They just get to paint because it's dedicated for that, and they have that permission to just do it. So as long as, of course, that the artwork is not offensive or hateful or anything.
Wow.
And yeah, so in just the past few weeks, dozens of new murals have popped up in areas like Via Strasburgo, Via Luxemburgo, and Via Turra. Hope I said all those right. Also,
You
Laura.
did
Hey,
great.
hey, look at me go,
I'm gonna go
guys.
check those out, because I'll get into my opinions, in a second.
I know Randy's itching to share his
Oh,
thoughts about
so
this.
much,
I can't wait
so
to
much.
hear.
You could see the steam boiling in his head right now.
I think it's cool because sometimes because what happens sometimes when prohibition, it just makes people want to do it more, and then but
Okay.
sometimes in other ways like this, I think this is a nice healthy way to be like, okay, y'all really want to paint on these walls, fine, do it on these, and then and I think it's also cool that it makes the city feel alive and evolve and changing, and it's art. I think art's cool. Randy, don't you think art's cool?
Have you seen any of them yet? Did you get to see any of the
I
pictures?
haven't seen them yet. Now that I've
Okay.
learned about it, I'm
Yeah.
going to be keeping my eyes open as I go about Vicenza and hopefully spot them. But I mean, I think the goal is pretty simple but nice of beautifying neighborhoods, supporting a thriving and creative community of local artists, maybe.
So I drive. Well, we all get to work somehow, and on my drive, that pass a house, and it has two people's some symbols, circle and half of an initial or something, and that's on someone's house, And then there's a certain place out near the post here, and you go under under the overpass, right, or the underpass, whatever it's called, and anyway. They have all kinds of random, stupid little half words and barely initials and barely readable. It's not art. All that graffiti is not art. I absolutely despise graffiti. I'm cool
Yeah.
with art. I want there to be art. I think this is a
Okay,
great
good.
thing the city's doing. They do it in a city in Lithuania where my wife is from, and it works really well. They have this long metal fence, and each section can be somebody's art. I don't know how they handle it once they've got it all on there. Do they let them repaint over it after a while, and start fresh? But so many people are doing graffiti, and I mean, it's around the world,
Right.
but I despise it, and I'm glad the city's trying to do a little something to help
Yeah.
discourage it.
I love that. And
Yeah.
also, based off of my research, it seems that
I hate
a lot of
graffiti.
the spaces, the designated spaces are already pretty full, as you can imagine. So
Uh-oh.
apparently, the city is now encouraging institutions and private property owners to open up additional walls to keep
So,
the movement going.
all right,
So
who's
who
gonna
knows?
who's gonna let them paint on their house?
I want for
Nobody, right?
sure.
Huh?
I wish my house is just like white, and I'm like,
I would
this
let
needs some
them paint.
color.
I'd like
All
in a
right.
certain area
You want
because
the art, or you want the half initial graffiti symbol?
well,
That's
all graffiti is
stupid.
art
No, that's
because
not
art
true.
is in
It's
the.
just it's initials. I'm gonna do
Who
mine
are
right
who are
now.
you to decide
me
what is
show you.
art and what is not?
Ooh, period.
you.
Fight, fight, fight.
I
do
think
it.
that if someone has a bad handwriting, they should just stick to their bedroom and to the bedroom wall and
There's
just keep
graffiti.
practicing
That is
there.
abstract art right there, Randy. Oh my god. Well, hey.
Art is
The
very
mood.
much like food.
There. Am I good? It's art.
Yes.
You like it? Sorry.
Art is very much like
Nailed
food.
it.
For one person, it may not be their taste, their cup of tea,
Yeah.
but for another, that is what
Mhm.
they want to see and that is what they enjoy.
It might
Yes.
move
And
them.
even though you may not like the little half letters that you call not art, there's
I'm
someone
going
out
to see
there
my
who's
therapist today.
inspired.
This is stressing me out.
Well, if you guys have spotted any of these murals, please let us know.
Yeah. Let's see
Because
some
we wanna
pictures of
catch
real
'em
art,
too.
not the crazy.
No,
half
actually, send us
stuff.
pictures of the graffiti too, please.
No. Please don't ask for that.
The pictures I
Yeah.
would love to see.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to change topics a little bit. So on a thing that maybe we all can get behind. I'll tell you the headline here: U.S. Army chaplain saves two in fiery highway rescue. That was our very own Major Brian Bailey, chaplain here on U.S. Army Garrison, Italy.
Wow.
It was really cool. Our Rick told us about this. Our boss, a couple of weeks ago, that when the chaplain was on his way back from Germany, some training, he pulled over, I think, for coffee at like a rest stop, and somebody starts saying, "Hey, please help my husband," and that person had already started to help a trucker whose truck was on fire,
Oh.
and that person got injured trying to pull the driver out. And so the chaplain was trying to help save two people, the driver and the injured Lithuanian guy who fell and broke his leg. So it was like almost mass casualty, small amount, numbers wise, but it started to be bigger. And the chaplain just put into gear how some of his training that he has. He mentioned it in the article. But it was great that he tried to save these two people. That they did both live. The good news of that, they did both live. So you don't have to worry too much. But I think that's really great. And to me, what's interesting is this article. We're talking about Italian news, so we already made an English version of this. Like as
I
soon
was
as we
gonna
found out
ask. I
about it.
thought this is Italian news. Why?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw this on our platform.
Right. Yeah. So we've already written a story on this because we found out about it from the chaplain. But then the Italians read it and said, "Hey, that's interesting." So they made their own version of it. They got a little extra from the chaplain to add to their part, and it's great that this is us being interested in what's going on in outside of the gates, but also the Italian side saying, "Hey, you're part of our community. Your chaplain did a good thing, and we'd like to acknowledge that too." So this is being informed and living here. And that's why Italian news is important. That it goes both ways. That we're learning from each other and how things work living here. So I was really excited about that. Not only to
Really
talk about the
refreshing.
chaplain, but the news sharing of things back and forth.
Mhm.
Have you guys ever had any chance to help somebody that was in distress?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, totally. Loads of
What
times.
was the fire? How big was the fire?
Yeah, no, I mean, have you seen
Every day.
these
Okay.
muscles?
Every day I'm out there going into fires like
Yeah.
I'm gonna save your life today.
Yeah.
No, I think that definitely, at least in my life, I find that I've intentionally try to help people, even if it's in
Yeah.
the smallest of ways, right? It's all of the little things.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling people out of burning buildings or burning vehicles,
Yeah.
but there's other ways to be helpful.
Which of your dogs would you save first?
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
How about we just bleep 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 bleep?
So, all right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So everybody keep doing good things out there, even in the small ways. That
Yes.
helps. Keeps it going. Laura, what article are you talking about today?
All right. So my article talked about the Vicenza soccer team.
Yay!
Piazza dei Signori erupts in joy.
Lanerossi. I'm sorry,
Go
I interrupted
Sports.
you. I was so excited about it.
my
It's that
gosh,
big of a
Randy.
deal. It was that big of a deal,
Randy,
right?
didn't you tell us not to interrupt when we start our articles?
did.
Let me
It's-
know when I can continue.
Like once in a
Ooh.
generation. This is like a big deal. So I'm sorry. I will be quiet.
Is now a good time for me? Okay. All right. So, Piazza dei Signori erupts in joy to celebrate Serie B promotion. Yep. So thousands welcomed the team after their open-top bus parade, filling the square with chants, music, and emotion. I don't know if you happen to be in downtown Vicenza, but I was on Sunday after the game, and it was packed.
Yeah.
It was red and white everywhere. I was just walking there with my husband and dogs, and we were just like, well, the weather is nice. Let's go for a nice walk. And then we left right away.
Oh,
Too many people.
Because it was such a crowd. right?
Yes,
Like,
yes, but it was amazing.
You didn't want to celebrate the Series B promotion?
I don't do well with the big crowds like that. It was packed. It was packed. But I love the town. It's my hometown, and I'm a little embarrassed saying that I've never been to the stadium.
Oh. Oh, that's the wrong
Oh,
one.
You're
sad. Wrong
celebrating that.
That's the wrong one.
yeah,
No,
no
not that one.
stadium.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep looking. Keep looking.
But the soccer season ends in May, so
Okay, you have a
I'm thinking
chance.
about yes.
All
Yes,
right.
I'm thinking about going.
maybe we do it as an office thing. We somehow go.
We should.
I'll
we
make a sign
should.
that says "Go Sports."
Go sports.
Yeah, I was looking at
What's-
tickets.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
So tickets range between 10 and 30 euros, depending on where you seat, and you can purchase them on Ticket One,
Mm-hmm.
or
Reasonable
sometimes,
prices too.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
Reasonable.
and sometimes you can also purchase them at a stadium. So
Yeah. Wow. That's all. Ticket One is the website. What's the team? Did you say the team name?
Lanerossi,
Lanerossi. That's
Forza
why
Lane,
I was so excited to hear that earlier. It's a big deal when a team moves up in a league.
Serie B. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The
from
team
Serie
has been
C.
seeing some recent success recently because, from what I know, the team recently won the Series C championship a couple of years ago, and to see it go from Series C to Series B for the Vicenzans must be like huge,
Yeah.
huge deal.
Any other? Who's the main rival of Vicenza? Is it Padova or?
That's a good question that I don't know how to answer.
Okay.
Let us know in the comments if you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're clearly not the most
Experienced.
soccer-minded team here, but I support the
Working
local
on it.
team.
Hey, do they serve spritzes at soccer games?
I don't know. When I go, I'll let you know.
Yeah, they got a bar. I'll be there.
So that's really cool, Laura. Thanks for sharing that. And now
Sure.
you guys have probably seen the R that stands for Rossi. Right?
Rossi?
Rossi,
Yes.
red, and the flags are red and white. I see about 5 or 10 extra flags on my way to work each day that people have hung because they're excited about it. So if you're seeing new flags and scarves and red and white things,
That's the one
what
that
it
they're
is.
like spinning around, and then you honk at them, and then they spin it around even more, and then
Rossi is the
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry. I'm late with the effects. today.
Rossi is the last name of the family. So Lanerossi was wool company.
Mhm.
So Lane means wool. Rossi was the last name of the family.
And it's a very old team, right? It's been around.
Well, the team was founded in 1902.
Wow.
And then in 1953, it was purchased by Lanerossi.
So it was around before Italy was a country, basically, right? Like however that
After.
works.
It was after.
After. Okay.
Yes.
See, look, I don't know history
Yay,
either. Sports
history.
What do I know? Yeah, I know I don't like graffiti. So,
Yeah, we know that. We know, Randy. We know.
We all know.
We all-
Don't worry. We all know.
so we can end with that probably, right? That'll be safe. So,
Oh.
guys, thanks so much for talking about Italian news today. If you want to find out more about these stories and the twice weekly, ones that we release, summarized and translated for you by our own Italian colleagues, please check out our website, army.mil/Italy, or our social media pages on USAG Italy. Make sure USAG Italy, not any other one. So But on Facebook, it's facebook.com/VMC Italy, if anybody's out there typing.
Okay, Facebookers, you heard it.
That's right, yeah. So thanks for tuning in. This is going to be on Spotify, on YouTube, all your platforms, and Apple as well now. We got it on there. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening to
Voices
of Vicenza. Ciao.
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 Bye.
Oh.